came in from Twitter and Facebook. Norman B. New Mexico wants to know if you will like this so he can win an iPad. We're going to skip that. Chuckalo69 says, yeah, Falling Skies rules! And then there's like 60 exclamation points, which is not actually a question. Here, Amanda Burt has a question for the writers, our dear friends of the writers. Did the writers originally plan to bring in the hybrid baby, or was that a result of Bloodmoon's pregnancy?
Actually, Anne was pregnant before Moon was, which I don't know how that works, but and we always had a notion that we were going to toy with the idea, which we're still doing this season, with whether or not it's actually a full-on alien baby, or partial alien baby, or not an alien baby at all. And in that sense, I think once we knew that Moon was pregnant, that forced us to make some different decisions that we would have made in that story. But overall, I think what we had started to talk about in the second season, we followed through. Is that vague enough?
I'll allow it. Elliot Weber says, and this is for anyone who wishes to answer it, if the Earth somehow manages to overcome the aliens and survives, do you think humanity will be able to bounce back from the whole ordeal? And do you think that the government, as it's been reconstituted, will continue?
Well, I think it's been in human history, we have always come back stronger after being tested. We've always sort of paralleled the story of the American Revolution in this series, and most everybody about the middle of the Revolutionary War thought it was over, that the English were going to win, and that we were going to be subjected forever to King George, and we surprised the entire world. And I believe that that in this particular case, the resilience of humans, which is what our story really is about, is beyond remarkable. That we are able to survive, we have survived, and we'll continue. It might not be for 10 seasons, but I believe eventually we will triumph over this world.
Is there anyone in this room who would complain if this went on for 10 seasons?
No!
Just letting you know that the network is here. Valerie Johnson asks, Matt Mason seems to be getting so very warped by this war. Will he ever see the need for school and education, or will he turn into Pope? I'd just like to say, Valerie Johnson, that I reject the premise of your question, that turning into Pope is not incredibly awesome. But, ladies and gentlemen of the panel, if you would.
I think that, at least to me, it's always been one of the more interesting elements of the show, the idea of child soldiers and trying to balance, somehow put on either side of the scale, the innocence of childhood, which Matt definitely has in abundance, and the necessity of every pair of hands, every man to fight this war. And we have to make a choice or find some sort of balance between the two, because do we try and preserve the innocence of childhood? Do we try and preserve the innocence of society, which is in a sense what Charleston is an attempt to rebuild or recreate what we had before, or do we give that up and try and maybe get that for the next generation or the following generation? And I think Matt sort of embodies that as a theme.
I think nobody should really start to worry until Pope and Matt have matching haircuts.
Which way does that go, though? That's the question.
I imagine that there are some people in this very room who have questions for the cast and producers here on the Falling Skies program. So please, why don't you line up in, sort of a stampede fashion at the microphone with a lot of pushing and shoving, and no mechanical eye stabbing, though that's been done. And let's see what you guys would like to find out from this incredible group of folks here. Tell us your name and what your question is, please.
My name's Nandi. This is for Drew. First, I want to say I saw you around 2009, and I looked up all your IMDb stuff, and I watched Costa Rican Summer, whatever else had been out back then. And I followed your career to the show, and I just want to say congratulations because you're doing an amazing job, and it's cool to go from a fan who has nothing to watch to seeing it on my TV screen every Sunday. So congrats.
Thank you very much.
My question is, what do you hope to see for Hal in the future? Like, what do you personally want for him?
Could you say that one more time? There was a little chatter.
What do you hope to see for Hal in the future? Like, what would you personally want for him?
We have some real interesting stuff coming up between the two of us, but everybody probably just thought, we've seen all of that. But that's what's interesting is a situation happens that really questions everything that we know about each other. So I'm quite excited about that and where that's going to go in the 4th season, on top of seeing how Hal learns from this whole iBug experience. I felt like one of the first emotions that he felt after being cured of it was guilt, but then also an embarrassment that he could lose control like that and have no say over himself. So I think it's going to be a nice time to move forward, but still look back and grow from what he thought he was and how he needs to become a better person.
Hi there, Travis from Seattle. It's great to have you guys back for another season, especially a very lovely Sarah Carter. To the writers, I ask, this is a very popular show, it's great writing throughout the whole season, but it's a short season, even for a summer season. So I would like to ask, what is the possibility of expanding to a 13 or 15 episode season?
Yeah, I mean, we wouldn't say no to it, but I will say 2 things. One, this is a very difficult show to do, and 10 episodes is fairly exhausting in itself. From a writing point of view, 10 episodes feels like a very nice, compact, manageable amount to tell stories with. Having said that, you know, we could easily accommodate another 5 episodes.
I just wanted to add to that. I don't think it's very rare for any of us actors here, at least certainly for me. You don't walk on the set. It doesn't look like any TV set that any of us have ever worked on. This is not a cop shop or a one-location thing. We got 200-300 extras and wardrobe, and there's stoves and tents and smoke and horses and goats and chickens, and that's just to get, you know, Sarah's close-up, and they're just in the background. You know? So it's a very, very difficult show to put together, as Rami says.
Hi, I'm Caitlin. My question is for the cast. Now, a lot of characters on the show tend to die, and I was wondering how you'd like to see each of your characters die if they had to.
If they had to? Oh, that's evil.
That is an excellent question. Let's start with Noah. How would you like Tom Mason to die? Snoo-snoo?
As a very old man, peacefully in my sleep.
Yeah!
I'd like to die in battle. That's kind of cool.
Okay, Will?
Well, I want to find out some more about Weaver first, but if I guess maybe go on for Weaver, go on some kind of a wild bender. You know?
What?
That just leads to the ultimate, you know.
So alcohol poisoning.
More than that. Explosive, volcanic.
So he's going to get drunk and leap into a volcano? Because that's
metaphorically, I'm talking about. Yeah.
Metaphorically?
Like a metaphor.
Okay, all right. It is a metaphorical volcano with you. Connor?
I don't know.
It's a good question. Good question.
In the very last episode of the season.
Good answer, good answer.
I'd like
to hijack a beamer and fly through the air and crash into something to save everyone.
All right.
Yeah.
I want Maggie to die in her man's arms.
Aww.
I'm really looking forward to being a recurring character on Colin?
I think I'd like to go like Slim Pickens in Doctor Strangelove.
What do you think, Doug?
I think so. Since Cochise has only known war all of his life, I think I would like to die in the throes of passion with Mrs. Cochise.
Fantastic question. Thank you.
So Colin, we've really loved seeing the growth of Pope throughout the first season all the way to where he is now. He's really come a long way. And just wanted to thank you for working on that character. It's really awesome. But with that being said, Noah, how are you going to pay him back for that airplane? I mean, that's pretty expensive. Maybe a couple tanks, maybe some mechs. How are you going to pay him back?
It's a different kind of payback I think Tom has in mind for Pope. These are two characters that have such great chemistry by being on opposite sides of every ethical dilemma you could possibly imagine. That it's really, I don't know how you guys liked episode 5 where we were stranded in the woods together, but I know Colin and I had a ball. When you can build tension between two characters, then finally have it pop off in an episode like that, it's really very satisfying.
I love that both of your characters really feel like maybe if there wasn't an alien apocalypse, they would just, it'd be one bar fight and that's it. But you guys kind of like, there just seems to be that even though you are like so diametrically opposed, you need each other. And in ways that you're sort of like you're held together by some kind of gravity that neither one of you is strong enough to escape.
I didn't want to take it. Yeah, no, I was just, I just wanted to say that perhaps maybe one of the reasons why, if there is that's actually happening, I certainly appreciate working with Noah very, very much. He's a very generous actor, and not to blow smoke, but you are. I think we both come from a theater background, and I like to try things every now and again. Sometimes I just go, and I don't know, and I don't think, I just go. Whereas he's never once shut me down, even when it's wrong. I always feel like there's a net there. He's always there to just see what's going to happen to. So he'll react whatever you give him. And you kind of stretch it out. There's a bit of a dance that happens sometimes, and it's great because I don't necessarily know what he's going to do. He doesn't know what I'm going to do, and so we really, really do have to pay attention to each other. It's just a lot of fun.
Thanks for your question.
Hi, I'm Brian. Well, first of all, I just wanted to say this is my third time here, and as I'm sure is the case with many people here, so I think that's like a testament to the community you guys have built with this show. My question is for Will, Colin, and I guess the writers as well. I personally really like the dynamic between Pope and Weaver, and I feel like, kind of going off of the family theme, I feel like it's like a fatherly figure. Is there going to be more development of that or exploration of that in future episodes?
Well, I think you will see more of that, and I think we just saw the beginnings of that in this last episode. One of the things that makes the dynamics of our ensemble very interesting is that even though, as Colin and Noah just said, even though there's a lot of rough parts to the parts, in other words, the gears don't always seem to mesh, they do mesh together as a machine, and they do end up accomplishing things. And I think what's great to see is that Colonel Weaver is someone that knows what Pope is, but also knows how he can use him. And Pope knows who Colonel Weaver is and knows how he can use them, and somehow they're completely cohesive, which makes for a very interesting dynamic.
I was just watching Will get really twitchy about that.
Right.
Hi, my name is Moji Sola, and first I have to say that I totally love your work, Noah Wiley, like since I was a kid to ER, and Stand By Me, yeah. Okay, my question is with Alexei growing mentally, like progress, will she also physically progress at a faster rate?
That's an excellent question. Stay tuned. Yeah, stay tuned.
Will she get like a giant This Island Earth brain head?
You know that. Everybody's looking at me. I don't. There's certain things you just don't want to reveal prematurely. That's a good one that we should probably keep secret for a while longer. But it's a great question.
That's mysterious, Noah Wiley.
Hi, my name's Lauren, and I was wondering if we'll be seeing more bold characters.
More this season? I don't know. Coaches?
They have one costume, so. Although it's implied there are hundreds of us, so I think you might see me duplicated a few times, sure.
So keep in mind that if there was a Mrs. Cochise, Doug would also have to pay.
That's hilarious. That was awesome right there.
1 million points to Connor. Hello, sir, your question.
Hi, my name is Dave. Sarah, you're gorgeous, and Coach East, I'm glad you're not dead. Actually, my question is for you, Will Wheaton.
I'm not quite sure that's the most effective use of these people's time. Okay.
Well, it depends. If they like beer, because the Farkin Wheaton Wood Stout is awesome, and I want to know if you're going to do another collaboration.
I certainly hope so. Thank you. And welcome to the most awkward 8 seconds of my life.
Hi, my name is Jenna, and I was wondering if you guys do any ad-libbing, and if you do you get in trouble for it?
Yes and yes.
All right, unfortunately, everybody in line, this is going to be the last question. I apologize for that. So make your sad faces, and then get out. So go ahead and give us our final question, please.
My name is Steve, and this is a question for the writers. I really appreciate the in-depth and philosophical and very, very futuristic concepts within the show and in that universe that are being touched on. But there are a lot of episodes that also end with these cliffhangers, and I find myself watching at the end of an episode on the edge of my seat going, okay, I guess I'll wait 7 more days to find out what just happened. So I wonder if there's some, I mean, I can't be mad enough at that to not watch the show anymore. So, but I wonder if there's anything in your thought process about maybe limiting that, maybe spending more time pushing the plot.
Yeah, why aren't you making this a daily show, you guys?
Yeah!
Well, the short answer is no. But part of what I always loved, as a kid at least, was there were a lot more cliffhangers in television when I was a boy. And I think I just loved the idea of that tension during the week of wondering and speculating and talking to my friends what the heck is going to happen and all of that sort of stuff. And it made the show come alive for me. So I just wanted to capture that. And we don't do it that often. You know, we only planned, I think, 3 cliffhangers for this season, and they're all, I hope, designed pretty well. But I don't know. And talk about cliffhangers, you know, you saw that clip for the episode that's going to air on Sunday. That was one that Remy had worked out pretty well at the very beginning of the season, and we had to do a lot of things to make that particular episode happen. It's a good cliffhanger. I would watch it if I were you. Yeah.
I can actually add to that. I've seen it because I'm special, and I can tell you that it is without a doubt by 1,000 miles my absolute favorite episode of Falling Skies before or since. It is absolutely magnificent. It's going to blow your guys' mind. You do not want it. So with that, everyone, I would like to say an enormous thank you to the cast and to Will Patton, Connor Jessup, Drew Roy, Sarah Carter, Colin, Doug, Remy and Greg. Thank you so much. Now listen, don't leave. There's still more clips. You're going to get to see something else that's pretty freaking amazing, you guys.
Hello.
Everybody get comfortable because we are going to show you what is left to come in season 3. No, you guys can leave. It's okay. Okay, you can stay if you want.
Stay!